What is happening, y'all? Welcome on back. Let's throw down. So I can stagger you. Looks like 2 heavies to get a stagger.
They won't hear you. Why did you come here?
Set them free.
They don't need freedom. They have safety. You came here. You can see the truth.
I will shine a light on your lies, and they will see the truth. There are no giants, it's just you, Aleifr.
Something is changing. It's changing. Can you feel it? All he has created.
Murderer.
All the shadows. Breaking into pieces. You can see it.
Hear it?
His people are turning against him.
They're all turning against him now.
Confused.
Lost.
Scared. They look to you.
You make them murderous.
You can show them the truth, Senua. Show them
There are no giants.
what he really is. The world that he created. The world you destroyed. Show them his
We'll
lies.
stop this.
He is just like your father.
Terrible.
Just like your father.
You are different.
Nothing like him. You know what to do.
Do it.
Damn it, please!
Ends now.
Do you really want the truth? Each person who follows you, you bear their weight on your back. Soon you will do anything to protect them, no matter what pain you inflict on others. And then you will find their belief makes you strong.
Yeah, beat his ass, Senua.
And you will want to hold on to that strength no matter what. You will become me. You are your father's brat.
Do you see how they cling to you? Pleading. Do you see how their hands drag you down? You are everything. What would you do to keep them from harm? What would you do for the truth?
She has to save Jesus.
choose how to end this.
She couldn't. She chose a different path. She's not like him. We are not a monster. You chose a different path. All the questions answered. Truth burning bright to scour away the darkness. Shadows of horror and hate writ large on the sky. Phantoms made from fear. Darkness outside makes darkness inside. She sees it. But the darkness is inside her too. Because she loves, even after everything. She loves. And if she loves, what will she do to save that love, to keep that promise? All the lost ones, when they find her, what will she do to protect them? All those names, all those lives. What will she do to hold them? Wisdom has a price. She is her mother's child. But she is also her father's.
I see it now. The darkness is inside me. But not the way I thought. Yes, feel it.
Yes, you can see it, can't you?
It is his darkness. Not hers.
Your darkness.
And it carves a path for me.
In your blood, in your bones.
But I can't see where it leads.
Haunting you forever.
Part of me wants to let go of the fear. Let go of my shadows. And be free. No more pain. No more doubt. Honored. Loved. Feared. Always true. Always right. Because they tell me so. Keeping them safe. Keeping their belief alive. No matter the cost. Is this my fate?
Senua.
Can I choose my way?
What will we become?
We are not our fathers. There is always a choice. You taught me that.
We will choose.
Together.
You decide.
All her life she has been alone. She chose it. A shield to keep her heart from harm. A hymn to still the other voices, the ones outside. Not anymore. The ones she saved, the names she found, they lift her up. Their hands reach out to hers. And now, she reaches back to them. Her story is not written. There is always a choice.
The end? Feels like the end. Yeah, it is. Oh, man. There's supposed to be music here, but I have on streamer mode because it's like the one song that's copyrighted in the game. Yeah, I have some mixed feelings about this. God, where to start? I need to do a proper review of this too. Don't have a lot of footage to pull from. So first off, let's talk about the story. This is obviously a story focused game. Pretty interesting how they kind of flowed through. You know, it's a whole thing with giants, and then it turns out that it was just this dude creating fear to have people follow them. I mean, I guess the giants were manifested from this fear that he had created, or however you want to describe it. But the story was, I don't know, I wouldn't say I loved it. I think the little sequences where you're confronting the giant, like running past the lava and whatnot, and then running from thing to thing to reach the eye of the storm, that stuff was kind of cool. But honestly, I don't know. I feel like there was obviously a lot with like Senua coming to terms with the darkness inside of her and the voices that caused her doubt and whatnot. Very similar thematically to the first game. But I think the first game just told the story better. Like looking at, in the first game I had what? I only had 13 parts of it compared to 11 with this. So it was, you know, similar length, but I feel like there was more in the first game. I feel like I spent more time messing around with puzzles and wandering around and exploring, and kind of on the note of gameplay, honestly, this felt like a step backwards from the first game to me. I feel like a lot of this game was spent holding the walk fast button. I'm going to call it walk fast and not sprint, because we sure as shit weren't sprinting. But it felt like I was just holding down that button and pressing forward. Whereas I remember back when I played the first game, you know, the puzzles were a lot more dynamic. There was a lot more puzzles for sure. I feel like we had less than, I mean, in terms of like the line up the symbol puzzles, I think we had probably less than 5. And then a little like look at the water and shift the thing around puzzles. There were a couple of those, but in general, I feel like there were, I don't know, maybe it's like a hindsight thing, but I feel like there were so many more puzzles in the previous game. And I feel like there was a larger emphasis on gameplay too. Whereas this, I don't think it would be inaccurate to describe this as a 6-hour interactive movie. Like, I mean, visually it's beautiful. The graphics are incredible here. But like, this is, that was short. And I'm not really like, you know, I don't want every game to be like 50 hours, but like, that was incredibly short. It was a 6-hour experience of me holding forward, I don't know, 75%, maybe more of the time. And like, so, you know, on the note of gameplay, it's hard to really like give it a good score. I mean, like, you just press one interact button for stuff. It doesn't give you any indication. So it got to a point where I was like, oh, if I'm not sure what to do, I'm just gonna mash the interact button and see if that interacts with something. The combat felt good, like figuring out how to weave in like light heavy combos, what combo was going to be optimal for stuff. But even then, combat was very limited. And you know, like, I don't know, man, like, it wasn't bad by any means, but this feels almost more like a proof of concept of what they can do, as opposed to a full-on game. You know, especially at the $50 price point, $50 for 6 hours. It's kind of asking for a lot. And I get we just unlocked new narrators, but I'm not, you know, I'm not exactly, oh wow, great, I can walk through for 6 more hours listening to a different narrator and the voices in my head talk more like that. That is not enough of a new game plus sell to me. So I don't know, man. Like, it's a beautiful game. It ran smooth, didn't have any crashes, didn't have any hiccups, had fantastic frame rate, you know, visuals, performance, audio, like across the board, the game is hitting the marks. But from a gameplay perspective, like, there's not a whole lot of game to be played here, both in what you do in the game and also in the length and how much of the game is actually there. Like, that's asking. Like, I mean, I know this is like a Game Pass day one, so like that's definitely the way to play it. I wouldn't I mean, God, if I paid $50 for a 6-hour walking simulator, I don't care how good the story is. I'd feel a little bit sour about that purchase, unless, you know, you're like the mega diehard Senua fan and you've been waiting for years for this. But I don't know. I think back to the first game, and I think I enjoyed the first game a lot more. I feel like there was a lot more gameplay focus and running around and solving puzzles, and like I said, it felt very much on the rails this time around. So I guess we're gonna just wrap things up here. There's a psychosis feature. Story so far, I mean, they do a great job with like the representation of psychosis, but like, you know, I don't know, this almost feels more like an art project than a game. So anyway, I guess we're wrapping up. I should probably do a proper review. Like, it's so short. I'm like, how do I? It's gonna be like a 10-minute review video. Anyway, we'll close out here. I'm not sure what's next. I'm gonna have a poll on the channel that decides. So by the time this episode airs, that decision will have probably been made. But obviously, whatever comes next after that, we have Elden Ring DLC. So anyway, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.